Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the broadcast. I'm your host, Josh Reeves. It is Thursday, August 29th, 2019, and I'm here with you again for another edition of the broadcast. Got some various news items and whatnot to get into with you here on the show tonight, so thanks so much for joining me, and glad to be back with you here. I haven't been doing any shows recently because I have been ultra busy with all the other stuff, and I gotta be honest, my head just hasn't been into the space of doing a radio show and talking about all the stuff that it entails that we talk about here. My brain is, I'm swimming in this stuff 24 hours a day. To the point where it becomes beyond it, and I don't just mean like physically exhausting. I mean it mentally, physically, it just, it's really tough to not let this stuff fucking suck your fucking soul dry, dude. I gotta be honest with you. It really is. Because that's why I like to watch, as I've talked about before, really base level, dumbass shit. like Trailer Park Boys and stuff when I'm not doing work. I really need something that's dumbed down to that level just to be able to unplug from the level at which you have to have your brain working at when you're researching and doing and working on films and all this stuff. I mean, I'm basically like doing 3 different projects at once over here. I mean, I've been heavily working on the Spellcasters Volume 2 and trying to, for the 100th time, to get this film done and out. I've had to redo this film. I've talked about it so many times. And the headspace in which you have to put yourself into work on a film project, because I'm wearing so many hats and I'm jumping back and forth between doing so many different things, that sometimes when you're spending 15, 16, 17 hours a day doing that, the rest of those hours in the day, you want to fill those with sleeping, eating, relaxing, normal body functions. But instead, what I'm forced with a lot of times is then trying to find a way to put in somewhere in those hours that I should be spending recouping. I'm having to put myself not only in the headspace of doing a broadcast, but then also in the headspace of that type of information. So it's 2 totally different things. So it's very difficult to do both of those things every day, day in and day out. And honestly, it's another one of the reasons why there's been such a delay in these films, because you got to understand, if I don't do radio shows consistently, people just don't support my work. And everybody wants to know why the film's not out yet. And then I said, well, because if I don't constantly do radio shows, we don't get support. Then if I take the time off from the radio show, try to work on the films to get that done, to have my mind space only concerned with that, then we don't get the support we need. Then we almost go under, and it just becomes this endless cycle. And it's just happened over and over and over and over again. And I've tried to do things differently at different times, and it just always ends up the same way. So that's kind of where I've been at over the past couple of weeks. Is I've been trying to gear down and only put all my focus into working on I basically have 3 film projects going. I've been trying to get out this Naomi Campbell birthday party video for YouTube again, but I get my focus keeps pulling. It's almost done, but then my focus keeps getting pulled off on the other problems, Spellcasters 2 and 3, and then I'm having to try to keep the internet on and the electric on, and I'm not just going to get up here and just do shows just for that. You know what I mean? If that becomes the only reason to do a show is to tell you that we got to have support, then I'd rather just not do the show. And that's where I've been at it the past couple of weeks. So I've been basically trying to do this. If I can deal with a shoestring budget, but having less than a shoestring budget and having a budget where you're $10 or $20 away from being on zero for days at a time. Sometimes it's just, and to just work constantly like I do for months and years on end, and just work constantly. You eventually, you start to feel like you start to feel like you're working for nothing. I got to be honest with you. That's how I felt a lot. It just doesn't matter. There's no reward for me. That's the problem. There's no reward for me. No matter how hard I work and how many more hours I put into this, there's no reward for me for that work. At least if you work a job where you're getting paid by the hour or something, at least at the end of that week, your time's going to go. You're going to at least get paid for your time, man. For me, I work for months and years on end, and no matter how much I push the envelope and how much I expand and do more, it just still is like I'm doing this for nothing. And I don't want anything out of it, but I at least want what it takes to even just survive and do this. And we have barely even been getting that. It's tough. So, again, that's the problem. It's been a problem for a long time. It's the problem yet again. If I had a solution, I would be doing it, but I don't have a solution. So my solution has been to just try to say fuck it and bear down on the film work and just work exclusively on that and hope that people support us and we get by. And it's been a tough thing, but regardless of all that, I am back here with you. But also, honestly, on top of that, I wish I wasn't here right now talking to you guys with you. I really need to get back working on this projects and stuff, and it just really feels like I'm getting torn into two pieces every time I have to tear I'm not bitching, man. I'm just telling you the honest to God, fucking straight up truth. With what's going on, with me and how I feel right now. I don't want you to take it like I'm fucking bitching or anything. I'm just being 100% honest with you, so I can't, because I can't ever be fake. I can't get up here and just I can't do it, man. I can't get up here and just be fake and act like. Some people can do that, man. Hey, bless them. I guess those are true entertainers. I don't know. So that's that's the problem. If there was, if I had a budget to work with or had, the problem is once we get whatever goals that we have to reach, and we scrape by and barely reach those goals, we end up back at zero again. So that's been the big issue. And again, if I don't do shows and I choose to spend my time not doing shows and spend my time working on the film stuff, people just they just act like I don't exist. It's insane. Like I'm doing nothing if I'm not on the radio show. I just can't believe that people would still have that mindset. When the majority of the work that I do does not happen on the air. You're only talking an hour or 2 hours a day when I do shows. And that's not even 0.01% of the time that I spend on this stuff, because it's every day, every moment that I spend working on this crap. So anyway, that's where I'm at. That's where we're at here. Just because I'm not on the air or just because I'm not doing shows doesn't mean I'm not spending every second of my fucking day on this stuff, man. Trying to finish 2 films, trying to get this other video done. And I just feel like I'm getting pulled in a million different directions. And it's just frustrating. And like I said, when you get to the point where you know, no matter how no matter how many more hours you put into it, no matter how much how much hard work you put into it, you're most likely, no matter how much more you put into it, the result's still going to be the same. You're not seeing any gains for no matter how hard you work. It's tough, man. It's a tough thing to do. It's a tough thing to even see why it's even worth doing. I don't know what else to do except to just work on these things one at a time till they're done. I don't know. That's hard for me to do too. My brain kind of doesn't work like that. It kind of is always going in a million different directions working on this stuff. Anyway, that's what's been going on. That's why I haven't been here. And I don't know. Last month was tough. Month before that was tough. This month's been tough again. And yet I continue to find new stuff and, continue to find things nobody else has found before. I think if I wasn't doing that, I would have quit a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm here with you. I'm going to give you as much as I can until I have to get back to working on film stuff. ETAs, as far as stuff that's coming out, I'll have the Naomi Campbell's birthday party. They'll have more of all the Vladislav Dorona stuff I didn't have last time. More stuff on that. All the stuff that's happened, transpired in the month. So it's hard to believe it's been a month tomorrow since that part 1 video came out. And the amount of stuff that's happened in that month since that first video came out, it's unbelievable. It could have been 6 months, So I'll have that out for you in the next 24 to 48 hours. Soulcasters 2, I'm about a week out, maybe 10 days. Finally. So, there you go. There's your updates. I don't really have much else to say other than that. I'm sorry if I'm not bouncing off the walls and overly enthusiastic for you. Like I said, man, I'm just busted, exhausted. We're coming in on 12 years of the global reality. It's about to be September. September's our 12-year anniversary month. And you got to realize 12 fucking straight years, man. That's just doing the show. I was researching and doing this stuff for a long time before that, but I've been full time doing this for the past 12 years, and I'm the burnout factor is real. The burnout factor is it's a tough thing. Got to be honest with you. Especially when, you always want to weigh risk over reward and all that stuff. And there's just, there's really no reward. There's no reward to doing this. There is not. To barely scrape by every month and to work 80 hours a week, to work almost, 16, 17, 18 hours a day on this stuff for years on end. But like I said, once I get done with these next 3 film projects, the 2 Spellcasters sequels, Spellcasters 2 and 3, and then whatever the next film is, I end up doing, whether that ends up being Secret Rite 3 or whatever, I don't know. Or what it's going to be called or what form it's going to take yet, because I'm too busy working on this other stuff now. But whatever it ends up being, mic drop after that for me. As far as information, info, films, and that sort of thing that I've been doing since 2007. After those 3 film projects, I'm done with films. I'll still be doing the show and other video projects and film projects, but I'm done after that. There's just the films just take, when you're trying to do it all yourself like I am, when you're trying to do it with virtually no budget. I mean, you could say yeah, there's a budget. No, there's never a budget. It's just it's a small amount of money. Doesn't go very far. And then you never end up making what you put in it back, not even close. So yeah, definitely I'm going to be not doing the full length, big, long films. I'm just whooped. I'm sorry. I'm kind of delirious here right now. I'm just exhausted, folks. Can't even fucking talk. This is a bad idea. I probably shouldn't even got up here tonight. I'm sorry. I'm just really tired. I've been working my fucking dick off on these films and all this research and all this. I hadn't forgot about you guys. I hadn't fucking, I just literally, I've had not a shred of piece of extra energy to do any shows or updates. Not even to get up here and tell you, hey, we need your support so we can keep the lights on and shit. I haven't even had the fucking energy to even do that, because that's how hard I've been working, because I've been so behind schedule on getting these films out, and I've been like, this month has been a goal for me to where I was just telling myself I'm just going to really buckle down and just say fuck it. If nobody supports me, whatever, I don't care. I'm just going to buckle down and do my best to get this out, get it done. And I may have overdid. It's weird. It's like it didn't hit me until I got up here and started talking about it. It's very strange. Probably, like I said, it is because it's a totally different thing. When I'm working on films, it's nonstop movement. When you're sitting here doing a radio show like this, it's just still. It's just, so your body doesn't know how to adjust to it, because it's a different head space, it's a different body space. It's weird. I'm definitely feeling that right now as I'm sitting here trying to do this. It's a different headspace to work in and work from. Excuse me. Whew. Yeah, I've just like I've overdone it. Oh man, it really didn't hit me till I got up here and started doing this. This is a bad idea. I'm sorry. I apologize. But I was thinking, well, it's been a while. I should probably do something tonight. Yeah, and I thought it was fine. Now I don't know. No, I'm sorry. I'm just, again, I apologize. I think the exhaustion just fucking hit me while I was here. Oh, I started doing the show. Ugh. Man, oh man. Yeah, I like I said, I've just been going nonstop. I've done Facebook updates and stuff when I could, but past that, nothing else. And I just have not had the mental and physical energy to get up here and do something like a show. And other than like the Epstein stuff, everything else right now that's out there, and the news has been shit. There hasn't been anything interesting to talk about. And all I'd really want to talk about is whatever the stuff is that I'm working on. But that's counterproductive because I'm working on the stuff for the film, putting it in a film. So like I said, I've just had to make, the decision to work on one thing or the other. And I've just decided to put all my focus this month into working on the film projects and stuff. And like, it just hasn't left me energy or time to even get up here and do any radio shows or do updates or anything. So I apologize. And I'm here tonight and doing my goddamn best. Whatever I don't do for you tonight, I'll make it up for you over the weekend. I know we have a Labor Day weekend coming up here. Holiday weekend. So I'm going to be do as many shows for you as I can over the weekend. This is interesting. Very interesting. Hey, did you guys see? Let's wait at the time of this. Any you guys see Dave Chappelle's new comedy special on Netflix yet? Man, I know I've talked about this before, and I know not everything's a conspiracy, man, but I got to tell you, there's something, I don't know. There's something with Dave Chappelle. I know a lot of people believe he got cloned and he got replaced. I don't know if I'd go that far. It's definitely possible. I'm not going to say it's impossible. It's definitely possible. Believe me, that's not beyond. That's not crazy. That's not. Am I saying that I believe that 100%? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I am saying I think there's something up with Dave Chappelle. I don't think that's the same guy that was in Half Baked and in the Chappelle Show. I don't think that's the same guy. I didn't come to that conclusion quickly. A lot of people came to that conclusion a lot quicker than I did. I've come to it over time, or what, just the cadence, the way he talks. That's not the same guy, man. I don't think it's the same guy. Interesting, though, with his new comedy special that was just on Netflix, he's defending Michael Jackson in there and calling the guys that accused him or whatever, calling them liars. And then he's, I wouldn't necessarily say he's defending R. Kelly, but he was sort of defending himself from R. Kelly. I don't know that nigga. That's what he said in the Netflix special. I don't know. It just, after I put out that Naomi Campbell's birthday party video, and I had that video clip in there with Joe Rogan, with him talking about, going to Naomi Campbell's birthday party, and who'd he go to that with? Dave Chappelle. And then, I don't know, something kept sticking in my craw. Kept seeing like stuff I would hear. Because people were like, saying all that stuff. Remember I talked about it before. People were saying all that, the Illuminati threatened Dave. That's why he didn't take that $50 million deal with Comedy Central and quit Chappelle Show. No, obviously I've never believed that or touted that. Something about that didn't sound right to me either. But that new comedy special they did, something was just weird about it. It wasn't that funny. I mean, there was a few funny things in there. I'm not going to say that I didn't have any laughs from it. No, there was a few laughs in there. But I don't know, man. There's something weird about it. Something came off as very strange about that. Like I don't know. Like he's trying to all of a sudden distance himself from that kind of stuff. Whereas I've been getting that gut feeling for a bit now that he's connected with that stuff. And you know how I get when I get those gut feelings, man. Seldom, if ever, are they ever wrong. But then when this came out this week, and I want to say it came out the same day, I think, so it makes you wonder the timing of that. Can't be a coincidence. The internet was set ablaze on Monday, August 27th. I think that's the same day that the special came out. After a video of Richard Pryor's former bodyguard made the rounds, Rashawn Khan claimed that the late comedian wanted friend and fellow funny man Paul Mooney dead, as he allegedly discovered that Mooney slept with his son, Richard Pryor Jr. In the video, Khan says that the relationship became fragile because Paul Mooney had fucked Richard's son by that time. Paul took advantage of the situation. He also claims that since the elder Pryor was a drug user at the time, he was unsure if the $1 million bounty he offered to kill Mooney was a high statement or legitimate. There's no validity to Rashawn Khan's statement as it relates to Mr. Paul Mooney. A rep for the Chappelle Show staple told TMZ. Now, why would you throw that in there? Out of all Paul Mooney's credits, you had to throw the Chappelle Show credit in there. You could have said writer for Sanford & Son, or, I mean, you go look at the guy's credits. Paul Mooney's got a shit ton of fucking credits. Despite his statement, Pryor's widow, Jennifer Lee Pryor, is singing a different tune. She wrote on Twitter that the allegations raised by Khan are indeed valid. True, Richard Pryor Jr. confirmed this at the luncheon I gave after Richard's funeral service. He announced it to the entire restaurant full of guests. I have it on tape. So I saw this and I was sitting there because I'd already thought that myself. I'm like, well, isn't that interesting? Within a day, or maybe even the same day that Chappelle's new comedy special comes out on Netflix, where he's, basically defending these guys that have allegations of them being, pedophiles, Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. Another one of Chappelle's buddies, Paul Mooney, gets accused of this. And they happen to name check his, out of all his credits, they happen to use the Chappelle Show credit in there. And the article, you see what I'm saying? But Paul Mooney was a writer for Richard Pryor. And listen, I mean, the stories have all come out. Jennifer Lee Pryor, his wife, she's sitting there saying that she believes to be true. And, she's also confirmed the stories about Richard Pryor having sex with fucking, oh shit. I'm sorry, so I can't remember his fucking name right now. You know who I'm talking about. The make of an offer that can't refuse. Oh, fucking goddamn. You know what I'm talking about. The Godfather. Marlon Brando. Yeah, Richard Pryor was bisexual. Paul Mooney is, as far as I know, Paul Mooney is homosexual. But the thing about this is too, and yes, if it's true, yeah, it's fucked up. But also, it's a time and a place thing. You got to look at when this happened. We were talking about early 1970s when this was supposed to have happened, and when we listen, there's this whole thing about he wanted him dead. If he wanted him dead, he could have killed him for many years after that. Why did he still associate with Paul Mooney for many years after all that supposedly happened? You see what I'm saying? That doesn't seem right. Because he was still working with Paul Mooney into the 80s. I mean, Paul Mooney was still writing stuff for Pryor well after all that stuff would happen. So I think part of this bodyguard story is probably true, and there's probably other parts of it that aren't true. Probably, if you want my opinion, again, this is just my opinion. This is not in any way, shape, or form purporting to be representative of the facts, but my opinion would be, knowing that Richard Pryor himself was into homosexual activity, he admitted that. I mean, there's lots of his comedy specials where he openly talks about it. I've got one of his records, Crafts. It's my favorite Richard Pryor record there is. And if you flip over that vinyl album, flip over the album and go all the way down towards the end of the second side, and it says right there on the fucking cover right there, "Fuck the faggot." That was one of the bits that he had. Nah, niggas won't fuck the faggot. I'll fuck the faggot. I'll give my. It's basically talking about, I'll get my dick sucked. I don't care if a guy does it. That kind of shit. No one has ever accused Paul Mooney of anything else as far as this is concerned. And if Paul Mooney was into doing shit to kids, there would have been a whole bunch of other people come out before now, for sure. So what I think probably was most likely scenario is they were just passing around everybody back then. And Richard was probably complicit in it and okayed it and everything else. You got to understand, that's what he grew up in. That's number one. I mean, he grew up in a brothel, grew up in a whorehouse. And number two, Richard Pryor and Paul Mooney are both Freemasons. That's a fact. Now, I don't believe that all Freemasons are child molesters and all Freemasons are Satan worshipers. In fact, there's really no evidence of that they're into Satan. There's the mention of Lucifer, but that's that was added much later in the Albert Pike created Southern jurisdiction of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. But yeah, go look. You type Richard Pryor Freemason, you'll see pictures of him. That's not a secret. I've never seen pictures of Paul Mooney, but I've heard he is a Freemason too. So what I'm saying is that, why is this just now coming out? How come we've never heard about this until now? It's somebody else related to, associated with Dave Chappelle. It comes out either the day of or the same day or within a day of his special coming out on Netflix, where he's basically, trying to distance himself and defend Michael Jackson. And I don't know. Makes me wonder if they've got some shit like that on Chappelle. They've been holding back, and basically that's how they've kept him reined in. I don't know, I'm just speculating here. I'm just telling you what my gut feeling is, what I felt when I was watching that special. I don't know. I kind of feel like that's what's going on here, where, and again, that stuff with him going to the, knowing what I know now, and what I found, and with all these connections with Russia and the, the human trafficking stuff, and Naomi Campbell and all these modeling agencies being fronts for human trafficking, sex trafficking shit, man. Him going to that party with Joe Rogan at Naomi Campbell's party. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Doesn't look good. Doesn't. I mean, my gut feeling is that he's he's involved in all that shit too. But like I said, with this thing with the Paul Mooney thing coming out, I don't know. Something seems weird about this. The timing of it seems weird. It almost does seem like it's one of those, almost like somebody's trying to blackmail somebody. Very well could be, very well could not be. I don't know. What else? Oh, fuck, I don't know. Give me a minute here. Everything's starting to go fucking tits up on me. Oh, I haven't even talked about the fucking rainforest fire bullshit that's been going on. I mean, what a bunch of fucking horseshit. What a crock this has turned into. And a perfect time distraction away from the Epstein stuff. And then we got the confirmation that's exactly what it was when we immediately saw fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. They're rolling him out, but Vladislav Doronin's buddy. Eating meat caused the fires. Oh my God. No, you sucking a dick is what caused the fire, Leo. It's just for these idiots blaming everything except what should be blamed, and then it comes out that, of course, these things were said intentionally. They're trying, big businesses trying to. Man, I posted that article on one of my Facebook pages. Goddamn thing went viral. My rant on that went fucking. I don't know. Last time I looked, I don't know, 38,000 people. I don't know, went crazy, went totally ballistic. Got reshared like, I don't know, 500 times. Never had anything go that viral before, but eating meat is causing the rainforest to burn. Yeah, that's a good fucking plausible scenario. The funniest one I saw was saying boycott, don't buy Brazilian crystals. It's just hilarious. Because there's so many mines down there in the rainforest. They're completely different. Where they mine is not in the fucking rainforest, okay? And besides that, if I've got crystals that are from Brazil, they were pulled out of the ground years ago before any of this stuff was happening. So you're not going to buy a crystal from there or something because you want to save the rainforest? Fuck out of here with that shit. Fucking morons. Whatever that cocksucker's name is down there, his days are numbered. What's that guy? Jair Bolsonaro, is that his fucking name? I've never. It's been a long time. It's been since the Saddam Hussein days. Man, I've never seen somebody. It's been a long time since we've seen a dictator just begging to have democracy brought to his country, and you know that's code for hostile takeover. I don't give this guy long. They tried to put together this big $22 million fucking aid package, and he just basically straight up said, you know what? We'll take it. First he said we wouldn't take it. He would deny the aid, and then he said, yeah, you know, we'll take it, but what I decide to choose to spend it on is my business. Basically, he said, yeah, I'll take your $22 million money, but we're not going to spend any of it to fucking fight the fires or do that, because they already admitted they want to put in a hydroelectric dam down there, all that area with the rainforest. They needed that to burn to be able to get their hydroelectric plants, their big highways all the way through the borders. And all of the conservation efforts that have been trying to save the rainforest are from outside of their country. Their own, they don't give a fuck about their, you gotta understand, it ain't shit to them. It's like, it's like a big patch of trees on a bunch of land that somebody wants to build a shopping center on. But all the people that live there say, hey, we like those trees. We don't want you to cut those trees down just so you can build a shopping center. We got a million other shopping centers and a million other places you could put one. Don't tear our trees down just because you want to put up another shopping center. Put it somewhere else. That's basically what it, but yeah, those people don't live there. That's basically what's going on. They don't give a fuck about the rainforest. They don't give a fuck about it in their country. They could care less. It's nothing to them. It means nothing to them because they've had it their whole lives. And 100% of the conservationist efforts that are trying to save the rainforest are coming from outside of Brazil, outside of their country. Their representative government as a whole doesn't give a fuck about it. And this guy is basically saying to all the other countries, we don't give a fuck if you want to save it. And we don't give a fuck if you want to give us $22 million. Go ahead, give it to us. We'll just tell you we're going to spend it on that, but we're not. I mean, this guy's just begging to have a coup d'etat team sent in. This guy's just begging for it, ain't he? Goddamn, Mussolini. Back down a little bit. I don't give this guy long. Fucking, you don't want to piss off Leo either. He'll get old Vladislav on the horn. They'll get the Clinton Mossad connection going. They'll have a Mossad strike team down there before you can say fucking Naomi's got a dick. So yeah, I don't look for that guy to last much longer. Especially when they can install somebody else. I mean, Brazil has been, you want to talk about corrupt. Brazil has been beyond corrupt for many, many, many years. And they're just looking for any excuse to put another. I mean, we've had puppet dictators down there before, but we don't have one down there currently that the world order can control. Well, that's what they want to do. Want to get somebody in there they can fucking. This guy's too much of a loose cannon. I don't give this guy long. He'll die in a plane crash, or he'll eat some bad chicken, or I don't know what. Something's going to happen to this guy soon, though. Because Leo and Vladislav and their merry band of homo assassins are going to come rolling down to Brazil real soon, I bet. Oh, man, what else? I don't know. Let me look. Yeah, there's been ton of focus now on. Oh, I'm sorry. I hate when that happens. Article you bring up and then it refreshes and it's gone again. That's frustrating. Prince Andrew. That's who I was thinking of. A lot of focus is shifted onto him now as far as the Epstein stuff goes. And Prince Andrew says, I got a foot massage from two young Russian women in Epstein's mansion. So, again, yet another connection with sex trafficking with Epstein with Russians. And a lot of these guys are claiming they just got foot massages. I think that's interesting. Prince Andrew claims he just got a foot massage. What's the guy's name? Is it Matt Groening? Is that how you say it? Matt Groening? The guy that invented The Simpsons? He was on the Lolita Express, too. He also claims he got a foot massage and nothing else. I mean, I just find that interesting. I mean, of all the people you could get to massage your feet, right? You get a 14 or 15-year-old sex-trafficked Russian girl to do it. It's like that, remember that rentboy.com guy a few years ago? Republican guy that was like I don't know, he's a congressman or a senator or something, and he was actively running these anti-gay groups. And he got caught with, he a guy with a perfectly sculpted 8-inch cock. That's what it said. And he asked him why he hired him. And he said, I just hired him I had a hurt back. I hired him to go to, the Bahamas with me for the weekend to carry my bags, right? Also, of all the people you could have hired to carry your bags, you hired a, $1,000 a day male prostitute with a perfectly sculpted male inch cock. That was the only person you could find. Was a gay male prostitute to carry your bags all weekend in the Bahamas, right? You're Matt Groening, the guy who created The Simpsons. You're Prince Andrew. And the only person you can find to massage your foot is a 14-year-old sex-trafficked Russian chick. Yeah, I'll buy that for $1. Yeah, I mean, and again, the other interesting thing there too for me is, what I've said from the beginning. The connection to all this stuff, to the much larger, bigger picture of the whole thing that I've sort of been piecing together for years. All these groups. I think all these groups, doesn't matter who you're talking about or what thing. It's all interconnected. All of this stuff. I remember in my 2011 film, Secret Right Volume 2, I showed you the stuff, the connections to oh gosh. What was the guy? Lawrence King and all that, and the whole pedophile connection stuff to the child sex trafficking rings, Johnny Gosch, Jeff Gannon, that whole thing, and Bohemian Grove, and I even have some stuff on that in Spellcasters, Conan Spellcasters 2, the stuff with Courtney Love and the Grateful Dead and her dad and the LSD stuff and MK Ultra and Bohemian Grove. But you had members of Grateful Dead, the Bohemian Grove, and you had it's just a big connection there with MK Ultra, with child trafficking, and the Bohemian Grove. And then you've got guys like I think Matt Groening and who's the other guy? Was it the guy from Spinal Tap? I can't remember. I think it's the guy from Spinal Tap. It also does voices on The Simpsons. There's a couple of guys in there from The Simpsons that are all Bohemian Grove members as well. So when I saw Matt Groening, the creator of the Simpsons, and then you think about all this so-called predictive programming and all this so-called predicting the future stuff we've seen in The Simpsons over the years, you start to put it all together, and you realize, okay, none of this has been by accident. This has all been pre-planned. It's all starting to come out, and we're really starting to see that what people like me and others have said for many years is these guys in the upper echelons of politics and Hollywood and whatever. When you get up to those high upper echelons, it's almost like a prerequisite that you have to be involved in that stuff, at least on some level, to even be accepted into the club. It's not a conspiracy theory. We're starting to get more glimpses of that every day now with more that we see coming out about this stuff. Anyway, guys, I apologize. I'm just whooped. I really am. I thought I was good to go tonight, man. I just got up here tonight and really just started feeling like shit. But I've been burning the candle at both ends, and I've been fucking going hard. And I'm getting close to having these projects finally done. But listen, I need to get some rest and get back on this. I'm going to do as many shows as I can for you throughout the weekend. So be on the lookout for those coming. And again, please support our work. Get yourself some downloads. All my films, all my documentary films, all of my audiobooks, presentations, the 9-hour Mystery Hollywood presentation, man. If you haven't seen that, you should fucking watch that this weekend. It's 9 hours. It's mind-blowing. All my films, Spellcasters 1, Spellcasters 1.5, The Secret Right, Volume 1 and 2, Lost Secrets of Ancient America, Volume 1 and 2. All of those are all available in the download shop this week only. We've got a sale going on the complete download collection, which is basically the download box set thing that has all of my work in it. Everything that's for sale in the download shop in one pack for $175. Save about $100 or so over buying that stuff individually out of the download shop. This week only, though, till Monday, $150 get you the complete collection download from the download shop. It's on sale now in the download shop. Get yourself one of those this weekend. That's a big discount. It's already a discount when you buy at the regular price for $175. You're already saving over $100. But save an additional $25. Get it on sale this week only. Please hit up our contribution banner and help us reach 100% of our operating cost goal by Sunday, as this is our fundraising week, and we've got to reach 100% of our operating cost goal. And I honestly, folks, I'm so exhausted from burning the candle at both ends right now from trying to get this stuff done. I just don't have time to hoot and holler and fucking yell and scream right now. I'm too focused. My energy is, I'm trying to put all of it into getting this stuff done for you and get it out. And, we just need everybody's help and everybody's support so we can reach 100% by Sunday and, keep this thing alive and keep going so I can get this stuff out. All right, guys, I'll talk to you again soon. I love you. Take care.